all of you state level. Welcome to all of you state level online lecture. I Miss Arundhati Patil from Gumfa Road, English Secondary Municipal School, Jogeshwari East. Today in our English lecture, we are going to study one of the beautiful poem about life. Okay, so let's start. See students, life is all about adorning yourself, creating yourself. Life itself is a golden opportunity to live a meaningful life and support others to do so. It doesn't matter how many years who live, but it matters how well you live a quality life. This is a motivating and optimistic poem which tells us to enjoy every moment in life. We shouldn't focus on just the good or the bad things. In this poem, it encourages the reader to take a positive view of life, especially during the periods of hardships and difficulties. So students, today we are going to learn a very inspirational poem, Life, which is written by Charlotte Bronte. So, student, let us know some information about the poetess Charlotte Bronte. So, see, this is the image which we are seeing. She is the Charlotte Bronte. She was an English novelist and a poetess of the 19th century. She was born on 21st April 1816 at Thornton in UK and died on 31st March 1855 at Haworth in UK. So this was the information about the poetess Charlotte Bronte. Now what this poem is there? This poem which we are going to study today from our English course book 1.1 Life written by the Charlotte Bronte. In this poem, the poem Life by Charlotte Bronte is about the optimism of the poet. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A B A B, except rain and dream. The poem is divided into three stanzas consisting of 8, 4, 12 lines respectively. First stanza is of 8 lines, second stanza is of 4 lines, and third stanza is of 12 lines. The poem describes that life comes with bad times followed by good times. Life is full of happy times and also sorrowful times. It encourages people to see the sunny things and rose blooming as they last. We will see the summary of the poem. The poem begins by saying that life is not some kind of dark dream. In fact, unpleasant things such as clouds are transient and rain will make the roses bloom. Why should one be upset over the rain when such loveliness comes after it? The second stanza is simpler and shorter, in which the speaker is merrily and cheerily celebrating the sunny hours of life. The last stanza is the longest and is minimizing the power of death. Though it may take loved ones away, hope will always rebound and win out against darkness. She concludes the poem by stating that there is nothing in life which can quell courage, not even death. Now let's see the poem. Now this is the first stanza consisting 8 lines. Just I'll read out the poem. See, life, believe, is not a dream so dark as sages say. Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? Second stanza of 4 lines. Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. And the last stanza of 12 lines. What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Yet hope again elastic springs, unconquered though she fell, still buoyant as are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously, can courage quell despair, written by Charlotte Bronte. Now let's discuss each stanza. The first stanza, see, life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say, after little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Huh? The sages means what? A mentor, a wise man. Sages means a mentor, a wise man. Oft. Oft means often. After little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Foretells means tell in advance. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom. Gloom, the meaning, a feeling of melancholy, depression. But these are transient all. Transient meaning temporary. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its falls? Lament meaning express grief or regret. So, what this poet is telling in this first stanza, the poetess takes a positive view of life. She says that life is not a dark dream, as the sages say. Instead of that, a little rain in the morning tells us that a pleasant day will follow. That is to say, if we have difficulties in the early days, there will be joyous times following it. What the poet is telling in the first stanza, that the poetess takes a positive view of life. She says that life is not a dark of dream, as the wise man is saying, as the sages is saying, but a little rain in the morning tells us that a pleasant day will follow. Means if we have difficulties in the earlier days, there will be joyous times following it. Then poetess is telling that sometimes there are clouds of gloom, means some problems are there in our life. huh? Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are all temporary. They are not permanent. The difficulties, the problems which are there in our life, they are not permanent. One and the other day it will get over. We have to take solution from that. But these are not temporary. Sorry, but these are all temporary. If a little rain helps the roses to blossom, why should we feel unhappy about it? Means if the problems we face make for better times ahead, why should we feel grief? Huh? Why should we'll have the grief? Why should we feel lament? Because these problems are going to solve. Then why should we get depressed? Like this, the poet is telling. Poetess is telling. Next, see. Now, in this first stanza, we will see the rhyme scheme. See now, the dream and say is not rhyming with each other. Say and rain is rhyming. No. Then rain and say and day is rhyming. Yes. See here. See students, in the first stanza, life believe is not a dream. Dream is not rhyming with say. Say is not rhyming with rain also, and rain is not rhyming with day. So say and day are rhyming words. So say we will give as a. Huh? So say and day is rhyming, so day as a B. In the first only introduction, I had told you that except dream and rain, others are rhyming words. Then gloom and all is not rhyming, but gloom and bloom is rhyming. So gloom we will give as A and bloom as a A. All and fall is rhyming. So all will be B and fall will be B. What is the rhyme scheme? A B A B. Get it? And see the next stanza. See, rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. Now, what here poet is telling? Poet is telling, see, the happy hours of our life fly by very quickly and merrily. We must enjoy them happily and thankfully as they go by. Huh? In our life, the happy hours which are coming in our life, they fly by very quickly and merrily and joyfully. So we have to enjoy each and every moment in our life happily, and we should thankful to them as they go by. So we should face our problems. We should have to face difficulties which in our life, because it is not permanent, it is temporary, and we have to enjoy each and every moment of our life. Hmm. Next, see, what though death at times steps in and calls our best away. What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Sway means controlling influence. Yet hope again elastic springs, unconquered though she fell, still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear as well. Buoyant means that can rise upwards. Manfully, fearlessly. Manfully means bravely. The day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously, can courage quell despair. Quell means end, suppress. So what your poet is telling that we must accept if it at times death takes away the people we love most. It also does not matter if sorrow seems to be winning over hope. Yeah? What here poetess wants to tell that we must accept if at the time death takes away the people we love most. The people we love most. Sometimes the person death is there. Death is happened. So we must accept that truth. That it also does not matter if sorrow seems to be winning over hope, for hope will again spring up with great elasticity. It is undefeated even though it had been overcome. The golden wings of hope are still strong, enough to bear us and helps us to rise. We must bear our days of difficulties bravely and fearlessly, for the courage to face our problems can succeed wonderfully in helping us to suppress our despair. So what your poets wants to tell that whatever problems we are there in our life, we must bear with our days, bravely and fearlessly. We should not get depressed. We should not get fear, but with a courage and with a braveness, we showing a brave. We have to fight with our difficulties, and with the courage, we have to face our problems. And one and the other day, we will have the succeed over it, and we will have a very wonderful life. Our life will be very joyful. So what's your poets wants to tell that that poet tells that take a positive view of life. She says that life is not a dark dream, But a little rain in the morning tells us that a pleasant day will follow. Means if we have difficulties in the earlier days, there will be joyous times following it. Hmm? Sometimes there are problems in our life. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom. Means some problems are there in our life, but all these are not permanent. They are temporary. So if a little rain helps to roses to blossom, why should we feel unhappy about it? What a poets tell that if a little rain can help the roses to bloom, the grass to grow, the flowers, then if a little rain, now there is a rainy season, when the rain falls everywhere there is a greenery, a beautiful atmosphere is there, then why we should become sad in our life? Hmm? So whatever, why should we feel unhappy about it? Huh? Face each and every problems. Huh? So if the problems we face make for better times ahead, we should try that how our life will be better in future. Why should we have the grief? Then the happy hours of our life fly by very quickly and merrily. The happy moments which are there in our life, it fly very quickly. It's a very few moment we enjoy it. So enjoy that every each and every moment. We must enjoy them happily. Whatever each and every day we have to enjoy it. We must accept if at the time death takes away the people we love lost. It does not matter. Don't make sorrow of that person much time. Start your life ahead. Hmm? Then the golden wings of hope are still strong enough to bear us and helps us to rise. Our life is very beautiful. So many colors are there in our life. You have to enjoy each and every color. Our life is like a rainbow. Life is like a movie. Enjoy it to the full. It's like a short picnic. Our life is not like a short picnic. Relish it. So life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it before it melts. So we must bear our difficulties, days of difficulties bravely and fearlessly. And with the courage, we have to face our problems and which can succeed wonderfully in helping us to suppress our despair. Like this, the poetess is telling. Just see the central idea of the poem. See what is the central idea of the poem is there. The poetess here says that life is not a dark of dream, as the sages say. Instead, a little rain in the morning tells us that a pleasant day will follow. That is, if we have difficulties in the earlier days, there will be joyous times following it. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, means problems, but these are all temporary. If a little rain helps the roses to blossom, why should we feel unhappy about it? That is, the problems we face make for better times ahead. Why should we feel grief? The happy hours of our life flies by very quickly and merrily. We must enjoy them thankfully and happily as they go by. We must accept if at times that takes away the people we love most. It does not matter if sorrow seems to be winning over hope. For hope will again spring up with great elasticity. It is undefeated. Life is full of meeting and partings. We must learn to face the challenges of life as they confront us. So this was the beautiful poem of the life. So we should have the positive feelings in our life, like hopeful, excited, surprised, loving, cheerful. Our life should be comfortable, peaceful, enthusiastic. Our life should be motivated. Inspiration should be there in our life. This was a beautiful, motivating, and optimistic poem which encourages the reader to take a positive view of life, especially during the periods of hardships and difficulties. Okay. Now see, some metamorphical lines are there that life is a movie, enjoy it to the full. Life is a short picnic, relish it. Life is a seesaw, sometimes up, sometimes down. So life is sometimes ups and downs are there in our life. We have to face each and every difficulties. Now see, we will discuss with the marginal question answers. See, marginal questions are there. What do the sage say? The students, can you answer me? What do the sage say? Anyone from student? What do the sages say? The students, you can answer the question. Unmute yourself and you can answer it. Is Aditya Vishwakarma raising the hand? If you know the answer, you can answer it. What do the sages say? Okay, see, the sages says life is not a dream. The answer is the sages say life is not a dream. Then what does the rain often foretell? The answer is the rain often foretells a pleasant day. Then what should we do during joyful times in life? Answer is we should cheerfully and gratefully enjoy each and every moment during joyful times in life. What does the our best refer to? And the answer is our best refers to those we love and cherish the most. Why are the wings of hope golden? And answer is gold is the color of optimism. The wings of hopes are golden because hope helps us to bear up with our problem and suppress despair. These were the marginal questions. Now just discuss with the true or false. See, the sages say that life is a dark dream. Answer is true. Then the clouds of gloom are permanent. Uh, the clouds of gloom are permanent means the difficulties in our life are permanent. No, it's not true. So the clouds of gloom are permanent. The answer is false. We must enjoy the happy hours of our life. Each and every moment of our life, we have to enjoy it. So answer is true. Life's sunny hours flit by quickly. Answer is true. Now, see, here the poet is asking that we should not be unhappy when we have difficulties because why we should not be unhappy because when we have difficulties because these difficulties are temporary. If we have difficulties at some stage in our lives, there will be joyous times following it later. Huh? Each and every person should have difficulties in their life at some of the stage, because when we have difficulties at some stage in our life, there will be a happy moment, there will be a joyous time following later on. Okay. Now, some figures of speech are also there in this poem that we are going to discuss in the next tomorrow's lecture. Now, the poet is asking that does sorrow actually win over hope according to the poet? That sorrow actually win over hope? The answer is no. Though hope is temporarily defeated, it springs up again and helps us to bear the days of trials. Hmm? Then why are the wings of hope are golden? The poet is asking the why are the wings of hope are golden? Because gold is the color of optimism, and the wings of hope are golden because hope help us bear up with our problems and suppress despair. Hmm. So see, we have seen the rhyme scheme of the first stanza. Now let's see the rhyme scheme of the second stanza. See, rapidly, merrily, rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by, gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. Now, merrily and by, it's not rhyming, but merrily is rhyming with cheerily. So, merrily is our rhyming word, merrily and cheerily. So merrily will give us A and cheerily as A. By and fly is rhyming, so by we will give as a B and fly as a B. What is the rhyme scheme? A B A B. Next one is in and win is rhyming. So in and win we will give as A and away and sway we will put as a B. So again the rhyme scheme is A B A B. See next. Springs and wings are rhyming. So spring we will give as A and wings as A. And fell and well is rhyming. So fell as a B and well as a B. So again the rhyme scheme is A B A B. Then fearlessly and victoriously is rhyming. So fearlessly will give as A and victoriously as A. And bear and despair as a rhyming. So we'll give both them as a B. So again the rhyming word is B A B A. Sorry, rhyme scheme is the A B A B. This is the rhyme scheme of the poem A B A B. So when you will write down the appreciation, at that time it will be useful for you. So see the poem Life is by Charlotte Bronte is a motivating and optimistic poem. The rhyme scheme is A B C B or A B. First stanza it is A B C B because the dream and rain are not rhyming. So we will give as A B C B, and other stanzas are A B A B. And there are many figures of speech are used in this poem, like personification, metaphor is used. So many figures of speech are used, which we are going to discuss in the next lecture. There are many figures of speech are there. Personification is there. Now, which line is personified? See, see, what though death at times steps in. Now, this is the personification line. Here, death is given the human quality of stepping in. And the other important figures of speech are metaphor and interrogation. Interrogation means rhetorical questions. And the poetess says that the bad things of life are temporary and good things invariably follow it. Even during times of great adversity, hope will rescue us and help us to bear our trials. We must look at the positive side of life and have the courage to overcome any mishaps or problems. The poem makes one feel good and is easy to understand. So this was the beautiful poem about written by the Charlotte Bronte. In tomorrow's lecture, we are going to discuss some of the metamorphical lines, what is meant by acrostics, then what are the positive feelings and negative feelings, the adverb questions we are going to discuss, some figures of speech we are going to discuss in the next tomorrow's lecture. So what we have seen in today's lecture, just we'll have the overlook over here. Just we'll have the revision. See, now first we have seen about the poet that she was an Charlotte Bronte was an English novelist and poetess of the 19th century, and she was born on 21st April, 21 April 1816 at Thornton in UK, and died on 31 March 1855 at Haworth in UK. Then what is the poem about? The poem is that the poem is about the optimism of the poet, and the first stanza of the poem is A B C B, and the first rhyme scheme of the first stanza is A B C B, and other stanzas are A B A B. Except rain and dream are not rhyming, so they are A B C B. Then the poem is divided into three stanzas consisting 8, 4, and 12 lines. The poem describes that life comes with bad times followed by good things, and life is full of happy times and also sorrowful times. It encourages people to see the sunny things and roses blooming as they last. Then what the summary is that the poem begins by saying that life is not some kind of dark dream. In fact, unpleasant things such as clouds are transient and rain will make the roses bloom. Now, why should one be upset over the rain with such loveliness comes after it? Then the second stanza is simpler and shorter, in which the speaker is merrily and cheerily celebrating the sunny hours of life. And the last stanza is the longest, and it's minimizing the power of death. Though it may take loved ones away, hope will always rebound and win out against darkness. She concludes the poem by stating that there is nothing in life which can quell courage and not even death. Hmm. And we have seen a beautiful poem. What is meant by sages? A mentor or a wise man. Oft means often. Foretells means tale in advance. Gloom means a feeling of melancholy, depression. Lament means expresses grief or regret. Transient means temporary. Sway means controlling influence. Bayonet means that can rise upwards. Manfully means bravely. And quell means and suppress. And what we have seen the central idea that poetess says that life is not a dark dream, or as the sages say, as the wise man is saying, instead a little rain in the morning tells us that a pleasant day will follow. That is, if we have difficulties in the early days, there will be joyous times following it. Sometimes there are clouds of problems, but these all are temporary. If a little rain can help the roses to bloom, then why should we feel unhappy? That is, the problems we face make for better times ahead. Why should we feel grief? The happy hours of our life flies by very quickly and merrily. We must enjoy them thankfully and happily as they go by. We must accept it at times that takes away the people we love most. It does not matter if sorrow seems to be winning over hope. For hope will again spring up with great elasticity. It is undefeated. Life is full of meeting and partings. We must learn to face the challenges of life as they confront us. Then one should bear the day of trial courageously and fearlessly. And the wings of hope are golden and buoyant. That is strong, elastic is there. Means if we have the difficulty at some stage, there will be a joyous times following it. Sometimes there are problems. The problems are implicitly compared to the clouds. Then the problems we face will make for better times ahead. These problems are compared to the showers of rain, and better times are compared to roses blooming. The happy times of our life go by very quickly. The happy times are compared to the sunny hours. So this was the beautiful poem which we have seen today about life. Then what do the sages say? That life is not a dream. And what does the rain often foretell? That the rain often foretells a pleasant day. Then what should we do during joyful times in life? We should cheerfully and gratefully enjoy each and every moment during joyful times in life. And what does our best refer to? Our best refer to those whom we love and cherish the most. And the wings of hope, that gold, why the wings of hope are golden? Because gold is the color of optimism, and the wings of hopes are golden because hope helps us to bear up with our problem and suppress despair. So here we have completed with the beautiful poem 1.1 Life written by Charlotte Bronte, which was a motivating and optimistic poem. So we have seen here the rhyme scheme also. A B, first stanza is only A B C B. Second stanza is A B A B. The figures of speech are there. Metaphor is there. Rhetorical question is interrogation is there. Personification is there. In the tomorrow's lecture, we are going to discuss how to write down the appreciation, which is comes for 5 marks. So what are the metamorphical lines are there? We are going to discuss the figures of speech also. So yes, students, have you understood about the poem? If you are finding any difficulty, you can ask me. In our life, there are positive feelings are also there, negative feelings are also there. So sometimes there are ups and downs are also there in our life. So our life should be hopeful. There should be happy moments should be there. Our life should be comfortable, peaceful, enthusiastic, motivated, and inspiration should be there in our life. We should be inspired by others. We should have motivation. So here we have completed with the poem. So do you want to ask me questions? Okay. So students, we are giving a thumb. So I hope that you have completed with the you have understood the poem.
टीचर ये लिखना भी है नोटबुक में?
Yes, you have to write down in your notebook. Write down the marginal questions. Write down the meanings in your notebook. Write down the poem in your notebook one time. So at the time of writing the appreciation, you will know how to write the appreciation. You should know the title. The title is Life. Who is the poet? Charlotte Bronte. What is the rhyme scheme is there? Which are the rhyming words are there? What is the figures of speech are there in this poem? What is the theme of this poem is there? Central idea of this poem is there. All these are there in appreciation, which we will see in the tomorrow's lecture. Each and every
at WhatsApp?
Yes.
Can you please send what we have to write in notebook?
How I can send students? You are not then on the WhatsApp group, no? You are from different schools.
Okay. So sorry, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay. Just write down the poem one time or two times in your notebook. Write down the meanings are there, which are there in our PPT. Write down that meanings. Write down the rhyming words. Write down the rhyme scheme. Only first stanza is A, B, C, B. Other stanzas are A, B, A, B. Why first stanza is A, B, C, B? Because the rain is not rhyming with a dream and rain is not rhyming. So dream is A, say is B, rain is C, and day is B. And other stanzas are A, B, A, B. Write down which figures of speech are there. And tomorrow, when I will teach you, you can able to write down the appreciation, and we will discuss with about the figures of speech in detail. We will discuss with the central idea also in the appreciation. Okay, so here we have completed with the poem. Okay, thank you, students.
Yes, teacher. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir.